Come to everyone, step onto your mat and ignite your inner power. This isn't just another yoga session. It's a wake-up call to your limitless energy. Sun with face in Transform Your Energy Yoga with Adriene Powerful Talk. Adriene invites you to rise, breathe, and conquer your world from the inside out. Every breath becomes fuel, every movement a declaration. You are strong, capable, and ready to shine. This is where calm meets courage, where stillness turns into unstoppable momentum. So roll out your mat, drop your doubts, and let's transform, transcend, and take charge together with Yoga with Adriene. The power of awareness, Adriene, begins by inviting you to pause and check in, to notice where your energy flows and where it feels stuck. Awareness is the first step toward transformation, because when you know yourself, you can grow yourself. Take a deep breath in. Feel the air move through your body, the rise and fall, the gentle rhythm that spin with you all along. Before we even begin to move, I want you to simply notice. Notice where your energy is today. Maybe you woke up feeling unstoppable, or maybe you're running on empty. Either way, this moment is your invitation to pause and check in. This is where transformation begins, not in doing more, not in pushing harder, but in becoming aware of what's really going on inside you. So often we rush through our days disconnected from our own rhythm, trying to keep up with the pace of the world. We pour energy into everything around us and forget to tune in to the energy within us. This practice is your reminder that awareness is your superpower. When you slow down enough to listen, really listen to your body, your breath, and your mind, you start to uncover where your energy flows freely and where it feels blocked. You might feel tension in your shoulders, heaviness in your chest, or maybe just a restless mind that won't quiet down. That's okay. You don't have to fix anything yet. You just have to notice. Awareness is where change takes root. When you bring light to the places you've ignored, you begin to shift them naturally. You can't transform what you can't see. So as we sit or stand here together, I want you to give yourself permission to feel it all. The fatigue, the spark, the confusion, the calm. Everything belongs. The goal isn't to chase the good or get rid of the bad. It's to create space for the full spectrum of who you are in this moment. That space is what allows energy to move again. If you've ever felt drained or stuck, know that your energy isn't gone. It's just waiting for your attention. The moment you start observing it without judgment, something beautiful happens. The body softens, the breath deepens, and the mind begins to settle. That's the magic of awareness. It's subtle, but it's powerful. It's what reconnects you to your center, the part of you that doesn't get swept away by stress or chaos. Let your awareness spread now into your fingers, your toes, the crown of your head, the base of your spine. Imagine your attention as light, scanning your whole body with curiosity and kindness. Wherever it lands, breathe into that space. You might notice a shift, maybe warmth, a tingling, or just a little more ease. That's energy responding to awareness. You're reminding your system that you are here, awake and paying attention. Awareness is the doorway to transformation. Once you open it, you begin to see that every moment, even the hard ones, carries information about what you need. You don't have to force your way to a better state of being. You just have to show up, breathe, and listen deeply. Because when you truly become aware of where you are, you already begin to move toward where you want to be. Reclaim your inner fire through breath and mindful movement. Learn to awaken your inner vitality. This is about more than exercise. It's reconnecting to that spark of life within. The natural energy that fuels creativity, confidence, and joy. Now that you've tuned in and become aware of where your energy lies, it's time to awaken what's been sleeping. that inner fire that fuels your purpose, your joy, your drive to keep going even when life feels heavy. This isn't about hype or force. It's about remembering that your vitality already lives inside you. It may have dimmed, it may be quiet right now, but it's never gone. It's just waiting for you to come back home to it. So let's start with the breath. Take a slow inhale through the nose and feel it expand through the chest, the ribs, the belly. Let that air reach the spaces that feel tired or dull. Exhale out the mouth and imagine you're clearing away a fog that's been sitting over your light. Again, breathe in strength, breathe out stagnation. With every breath, you begin to reclaim the part of you that's vibrant and alive. As we move through this journey together, I want you to think of your energy like a flame. Sometimes it's fierce and wild, other times it's soft and steady. It doesn't matter what form it takes, what matters is that it's yours to tend. Your breath is the oxygen that feeds that flame. Your awareness is the spark that keeps it alive. When you combine the two, you start to feel it, that gentle pulse of life flowing through your body, reminding you that you're not stuck, you're simply evolving. The world often tells us to find energy in coffee, in quick fixes, in constant motion. But the truth is, your deepest energy doesn't come from the outside. It's born from stillness, from presence, from the willingness to connect inward. When you move your body mindfully, when you stretch, twist, or simply stand tall, you're not just exercising, you're waking up the current of life that moves through every cell. You're inviting your body to remember its natural rhythm, its strength, its balance. There's a moment somewhere between breath and movement where everything clicks. You feel heat rising in your body, a lightness in your chest, a soft power building from within. That's your inner fire rekindling. You might not even notice it right away, but trust it's there, steady, strong, and ready to carry you forward. The more you breathe, the more you move with intention, the more this energy begins to flow freely again. And here's the secret. Your inner fire doesn't just make you feel more awake physically, it fuels your spirit. It gives you courage when fear shows up, compassion when life tests your patience, and clarity when things get cloudy. That's what reclaiming your energy is all about. Reconnecting with your most authentic, radiant self and allowing that version of you to lead the way. So, as you breathe and move today, don't force it. Trust that every inhale fans your flame, every exhale clears space for it to grow. You are powerful beyond measure, and that power is already inside you, waiting to rise. Breath as a bridge, Adriene reminds you that your breath is your power source. Each inhale invites clarity and courage. Each exhale releases what no longer serves. This conscious breathing helps restore balance between body, mind, and heart. Take a moment and bring your attention to your breath. It's been there this whole time, steady, quiet, loyal, but we often forget how powerful it really is. Breath is your bridge. It connects the physical body with the emotional, the mind with the heart, the inner world with the outer one. When you breathe consciously, you shift everything. You begin to move energy where it's been stuck and invite calm into places that feel tight or restless. Let's take one together. Inhale deeply through the nose and feel that breath expand your ribs, your belly, even the back of your body. Exhale gently through the mouth, letting it go with a sigh. You might already feel something shift, a little more space, a soft release, a clearer mind. That's the magic of breath. It's simple, yet it holds the power to transform your entire state of being. Throughout the day, our breathing becomes shallow without us realizing it. When we're stressed, we hold our breath. When we're anxious, we breathe fast and high in the chest. The body mirrors the mind, but when we learn to guide our breath, we remind both the mind and body that we're safe. Each inhale becomes an act of renewal, and each exhale a gentle release of what no longer serves us. As we continue this practice, start to feel how the breath moves like a wave. It rolls in and out effortlessly. You don't have to control it, just ride it. When you tune into this rhythm, you reconnect with something ancient and grounding. It's the same breath that flows through nature, the tide of the ocean, the rustle of trees, the breeze across your skin. You're part of that rhythm, you belong to it. Notice how your body begins to soften when you allow your breath to lead. Shoulders drop, the jaw unclenches, the heart feels a little lighter. That's because the breath speaks directly to your nervous system. It tells your body to let go of fight, flight, and tension and to come home to peace. You can do this anywhere, anytime. You don't need a mat or a fancy sequence. You just need your breath. There's a quiet strength that lives in this practice. When you breathe with awareness, you start responding to life instead of reacting to it. You learn to move through challenges with steadiness instead of resistance. Breath becomes your anchor when things feel uncertain, and your compass when you lose your way. So, as you sit or flow today, let every breath remind you of your own power to shift your state, from chaos to calm, from fatigue to focus, from tension to freedom. Keep coming back to that bridge within you again and again. It's always there, waiting for you to cross. Move with intention. Every posture becomes an act of empowerment. Adriene encourages you to move not for perfection but for connection, letting intention guide your flow, cultivating strength, softness, and sustainable energy from within. Now that your breath is flowing freely, let's allow that energy to guide your movement. Movement is more than exercise, it's communication. Every gesture, every shift, every stretch is your body speaking back to you. When you move with awareness, you start to listen. You begin to understand what your body needs when it's asking for strength, when it's asking for rest, and when it's asking simply to be felt. This is where movement becomes medicine. There's no need to strive for perfection here. You don't need to look a certain way or hit a certain pose. What matters is that you move with intention. When you step onto your mat or simply rise from your seat, let that action mean something. Let it be a choice to reconnect, to reclaim, to reawaken. The power isn't in the posture, it's in the presence you bring to it. As you begin to flow, let your breath lead the way. Inhale to expand, exhale to ground. Feel the subtle rhythm, how your body naturally follows the breath's rise and fall. That's the dance between effort and ease. That's balance. When you align movement with breath, you step into harmony. You're no longer forcing your body to perform, you're allowing it to express. Notice how the body begins to open as you move. Tension melts away, and new energy starts to flow where it was once blocked. Each movement becomes a small release, a tiny act of courage. Even the simplest motion, a roll of the shoulders, a twist through the spine, a slow reach toward the sky carries meaning. You're telling your body, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm ready to heal. There's also a subtle shift that happens when you move intentionally. Your mind quiets. You stop analyzing, judging, or comparing. You start feeling. That's the magic moment when movement turns into meditation. It's where presence deepens, where stillness meets action. You find a rhythm that's uniquely yours, one that reminds you that energy isn't just something you chase, it's something you create. If your body feels heavy or sluggish today, honor that. If it feels light and alive, celebrate that too. Movement isn't about forcing energy, it's about flowing with what's already there. Sometimes that means strong, grounded poses. Other times it means soft, gentle stretches. Both are powerful, both are worthy, both are part of the transformation. As you move, stay curious. Ask yourself, what if this next movement was an act of gratitude? What if this stretch was a way of saying thank you? Suddenly, the practice becomes more than physical. It becomes emotional, spiritual, human. Every motion becomes a whisper of awareness, a declaration of presence. Keep breathing, keep flowing, and let each movement remind you that you're alive, vibrant, whole, and endlessly capable of renewal. Transform stress into strength instead of fighting tension. Learn to breathe through it and turn it into fuel. Adriene's gentle guidance shows how mindful yoga transforms overwhelm into resilience, calm, and personal power. There's something powerful that happens when you stop fighting your tension and start listening to it. We spend so much of our lives trying to escape discomfort, pushing it away, ignoring it, or burying it under distractions. But the truth is, tension isn't your enemy, it's a message. It's your body's way of asking for care, for attention, for breath. And when you meet that tension with awareness and compassion, something begins to shift. You realize that what feels like resistance is actually potential, raw energy waiting to be transformed. Take a deep breath in right now, and as you exhale, soften the places that feel tight. Notice what happens when you stop bracing against it. Maybe it's your shoulders, your jaw, your hips, your heart. So often, the things we call stress are just energy that's been held too long, energy that needs to move. And through this practice, we give it permission to do just that. When you move, when you breathe, when you stay present, you begin to transform stress into strength. Every exhale becomes an act of release. Every inhale becomes an act of renewal. It's a simple rhythm, but it teaches one of the deepest lessons of all. You don't have to get rid of the hard stuff to grow. You just have to meet it differently. Imagine the next time you feel anxious or overwhelmed, instead of collapsing under it, you breathe into it. You make space for it. You remember that you've been here before and that your breath has carried you through every storm so far. You realize you're not powerless. You're learning how to use that energy, how to shape it, how to move with it rather than against it. This is what true strength looks like. It's not about how much you can endure. It's about how gracefully you can flow through what life brings. Strength isn't built in the absence of stress. It's revealed when you learn to stay open in the middle of it. Your yoga practice becomes a reflection of that truth. When you're in a challenging pose and your muscles start to shake, instead of tensing more, you breathe deeper. You find steadiness in the breath, in the focus, in the awareness. You realize that the moment you stop fighting, you start transforming. And that transformation doesn't just stay on the mat. It moves with you into your relationships, your work, your daily life. You start noticing that you're calmer under pressure, more patient, more grounded. That's because the practice has taught you how to channel stress into presence. You've learned to alchemize tension into trust, pressure into peace. So, as you continue to move and breathe, remember that strength isn't something you build, it's something you uncover. It's been inside you all along, waiting to be seen, waiting to be felt. Conquer your world with compassion. The talk closes with a call to action. Step off the mat ready to lead with love. When your energy is aligned and grounded, you don't just survive. You thrive and inspire others to do the same. As you come to the end of this practice, take a moment to feel the space you've created, the calm in your breath, the warmth in your body, the steadiness in your mind. This is the kind of energy that doesn't just stay on the mat, it travels with you. The real transformation happens when you take this awareness, this inner fire, this strength you've cultivated, and carry it into the world. Because the way you move through your day matters. The energy you bring to each moment has the power to shape not only your experience, but also the lives of those around you. It's easy to think that conquering the world means doing more, achieving more, or pushing harder. But true power isn't forceful. It's steady, it's compassionate, it's grounded. When your energy is aligned, when your breath and movement are working together, you start to move from a place of clarity instead of chaos. You become more intentional with your choices, more patient with yourself and others, more aware of what really deserves your energy and what doesn't. Each breath you take becomes an act of leadership, not in the loud, commanding sense, but in the quiet, transformative way that ripples outward. The way you speak, the way you listen, the way you move through challenge, all of it becomes infused with the same presence you've practiced here. You begin to lead with love, not because you're trying to, but because it's become your natural state. And that's the beautiful thing about this work. The more you nurture your inner world, the more your outer world begins to shift. You start to respond differently to stress. You show up with more empathy. You make space for others to feel safe simply because you've learned to feel safe in yourself. This is what it means to live in alignment, to conquer the world not with control, but with calm. When you carry this kind of energy, life doesn't stop being messy. Challenges don't disappear, but your relationship to them changes. You move through them with grace. You begin to trust that you have everything you need to meet each moment fully. You realize that the most powerful way to change the world is by changing the energy you bring into it. So as you close this practice, breathe in that feeling of renewal. Feel how alive you are, how strong, how steady. This energy you've cultivated, it's not fleeting, it's yours. Take it with you. Let it guide you into each interaction, each challenge, each new day. Move forward with compassion, with courage, and with the quiet confidence that you are connected to something greater. Take one last deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel everything align, your breath, your body, your heart, your energy. You've reconnected to the power that's been within you all along. This isn't the end of your practice. It's the beginning of a new way of showing up, grounded, open, and fully alive. Carry this awareness into everything you do. Let your calm become your strength, and your presence become your power. You don't need to chase energy anymore. You are energy. Transform it, live it, and let it shine through everything you touch.